couple of posts about older churches dying and people leaving churches for churches with programs, and you're missing it. That's not why your church is empty. That's not why young people don't go to church, or that's not why young people go to church and then don't come back. The reason your little church is empty, or the reason the young folks don't come to church, or the reason they come and they don't come back, it's your fault. See, they're not coming to church necessarily for programs or daycare or good music. It doesn't matter if you got a hymnal and a choir or you got a praise band. It doesn't matter if you're singing Chris Tomlin or Old Rugged Cross. It doesn't matter if your pastor's in a suit or in loafers and a polo shirt. That's not what's bringing people to church. And that's not what's running them off. And it's not your lack of programs, or it's not some other church's big programs that lure people in. That can help and that can hurt, but the real reason is you. Because people will come to your church and you'll greet them and you'll shake their hand and you'll show them around and introduce them to the pastor and make them feel very welcome. And then they'll come the next week, maybe the next week, and the fourth and fifth week. Maybe after a few months, they're still coming. By miracle of miracles, they're still coming. But every time they come, you greet them and you shake their hand, and then you turn your back and you talk to your friends that you've been going to church with for 30 or 40 years. And those new people who have now been there maybe for 6 months or 2 years or 10 years, those new people are still the new people, and they're still, not part of your friend circle. And you'll go out and you'll have lunch with your friends that you've been going to church with for 30 years, and their mama and their cousins, and y'all church royalty at your church. People are going to church because they're lonely and they're broken and they need help. They don't need you to shake their hand. They don't need to hear music they like. They don't need to see a pastor in a suit or a pastor in a polo. They don't need any of that. What they need is you. And if all you've got to offer is a handshake and a friendly word every Sunday, and then they get to go about their own business, you don't have much to offer. Maybe quit treating your church, whether you go to a mega church or a tiny church, maybe stop treating your church like a country club for you and your buddies, and you start actually becoming brothers and sisters to the people that are in that building, whether they've been there for 50 years or 5 days or whatever. That's why people leave. I mean, that's why we left.